All right. Following the previous video, this one is all about finding your co-founder, right? And that's essential. You know, you don't want to walk alone. A team is always going to be stronger than an individual. 10 minds or 5 minds, 2 minds are going to be stronger than yours, or just one, right? And so I, for one of my startups, frankly, I'm actually alone. And I've gone through the process of finding a co-founder multiple times, okay? And I'd like to tell you my experience with that and what's worked, what hasn't. I've used the Y Combinator co-founder matchmaking platform, which I'm going to leave in the description if you'd like to try and find a co-founder there. I believe that's a good platform to do it. If you're in Amsterdam based in Europe, and there's another platform I'm going to leave there. But regardless, finding a co-founder is not easy. It's a bit of a mission because it's not simple, right? You need someone that aligns on multiple things. And even if they have the skill, perhaps you don't work well together. So I'd like to mention 3 different points. I always work with numbers because it's quick, it's easy. I don't want to bore you too much. Let's get to the point. So there's 3 points that I'd like to cover that you should include when trying to find a co-founder, all right? So number 1 is, let me put this down. I'm going to write it down this time for you. Okay. Vision. It is vision, okay? Let's put it here. It's all about the vision. I've noticed that I've actually worked with I did 3 different co-founders with whom I worked for a period of time. And I noticed that the main reason why it didn't work out with them, at least in my case, again, this is my experience, is the vision. The vision was not aligned. Now, my startup in this case was in the buying and selling of businesses. It is not a common market to be in, okay? And I believe in it because I've seen a business succession in my family, so I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But for them, it was really hard to relate to. And even if they were good, they had the skill, as I mentioned, they would struggle, right? And it wasn't even the problem about equity. It was really just continuation. Like, do they want to be in this? Okay. So I would say that you must make sure that the fundamentals are right. That you align on these specifics, that you set some boundaries and say, okay, well, do we align on this? What do you think about this? Now, let me get to the second point. Very important, this one. It is actually suggested by the Y Combinator platform. Let me tell you. It is... Oh, that's a mess. Okay, I'll read it out. It is a trial period, okay? You must want to do a trial period. This one, right here. Now, why do you want to do a trial period? Because you don't know if you guys work well together. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the other person likes the idea, right? So that's the way I've formulated it. I've used this little equation, by equation I mean setting it up over a certain time frame, and you set a specific goal together, the 2 of you or 3 of you. Ideally, it's just 2 for now. You find one co-founder, and then you jump onto the next mission. And you set a goal, you set a time frame, and from that, then you see how things go. You keep each other updated. You see each other weekly, ideally also not just online, but in person, if that's possible. And from that, then you determine, okay, how do we continue? Okay, after this month, what do we agree on? And before the trial even starts, I would suggest to also mention, where do you stand? Do you stand on doing 50-50 equity? With 50-50 with the other person? Where do you stand? Okay, how long have you started this idea for? Do you have a prototype? Yeah. So there's a multitude of factors that come into play for every story. And the last one is all about your friends. Can your friends? Okay, let's write that down. Okay, friends. Can you do a startup with your friends? That is the question. Now, I actually did start one with a friend, and it's still going. Okay, so I do have some experience with that, and I'd like to tell you about it. First of all, it is a touchy subject, as in it can be. You must be. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. At least the way I've had it, I believe, because when you work with a friend, you want to maintain the friendship, and as soon as you are not aligned on a few aspects, the way I've perceived it in my experience is that it immediately impacts that relationship, and I don't want to ruin it, right? So I would be careful. I would be really, really careful. But at the same time, if you do get over it and you do see each other's perspectives and you don't, demolish the relationship, that actually shows how strong the relationship is, right? I don't know. I would not really suggest it because I don't think it's an easy thing to do. I would really ensure that it's a good match. What I mean by that is, like, do you have opposite skills? Like, can you really complement each other? This applies to just any co-founder, but in this case also your friends, right? And yeah, how do we work well? Again, perhaps do a trial period with your friend as well. That should not be that should definitely be considered. Okay, so I've done that with the app I'm developing called Recollect. It's a photo journaling app, and it's going well. We did have a few bumps at the beginning, and that is because we changed developers, we changed the team around, we changed the equity, and so there's just things that you don't foresee, and because of that, you really need a strong foundation as a friendship, and so I believe also, again, a trial period could be good for that as well. So regardless, I hope you found this video useful. Please leave a like and a comment and a subscription. I'd like to create this channel, make it grow a little bit bigger, and all about entrepreneurship and startups. I hope you align with this. So if you have any questions, let me know. just let me know in the comments. All right, see you in the next one.